There, guys. Yesterday, um, I made a video that I was actually trying to. Um, I had another video that actually correlated with that one, and I was trying to get to that one as well. But kind of much like today, it turned really dark. It turned just kind of rainy, thunder and lightning and everything. And, I'm from the old school. And so I'm not going to be dealing with no electronics when it's thundering and lightning and all that out there. So I stopped. And the other thing I did, which is great and looks like it's worked, is I took off a lot of just unnecessary and not needed apps from my computer, because my computer it was dragging, it was lagging, and just um, but it seems to be doing really well since I did that. But so um, this video today, it is along the same lines as the one from yesterday. And I want to share briefly a little story that's going to kind of help lead me into what I want to talk about today. Now, I call it a story. It's not really a story, it's an actual encounter that I had um, with a Facebook friend who contacted me a week, maybe two ago. So, not really sure where to start telling. Well, I'll just start here. So, this friend on Facebook, I've actually been friends with her for a few years on Facebook. We've had little brief interactions and things like that, but nothing like whatever. But um, always nice and cordial. So she put up a post about narcissists. And at this point, not many women have not had to deal with the narcissist, and even men. It's just one of the things that's out here, and I actually really think it's just really a part of American culture. American culture itself is narcissist. So, but that's a whole nother thing. But so I commented on it, and I shared with her the fact, or what I had to do in a spiritual sense to get rid of, and I don't mean get rid of like they're no longer here, but to get them out of my life, the narcissists that I was dealing with. And this was years ago. And so I shared that with her, which leads me into this. I shared with that with her because this friend is a self-proclaimed witch. Now, I knew that, there's, I've met, and you guys, please keep your minds open. We're in the age of the divine feminine, and all these things and practices and so forth are now coming back for our use and for our power. Um, and so I don't have any fear of witches. Matter of fact, witches are great people. Like, they really truly are. I have met uh, many witches. I've met many women who consider themselves to be witches. Don't know too much about warlocks as far as the men, because I really haven't met too many. But yeah, I've been friends with many witches, and they, in my opinion, are wonderful people. Very, very sweet, very, very giving and loving. Um, I just wouldn't mess with them. So that's kind of the message. They're okay. Just don't mess with them. Now, let me say this real quick. I wasn't trying to segue into this, but if you look up what they call witches, they're back in the day. These people were basically medicine men and women. This is basically what they were. They worked with herbs, they worked with tinctures and things of the earth and so forth. They did natural medicine and things like that until people got afraid of them and their power and decided, oh, they're bad, they need to be killed. Um, anyway, getting back to my Facebook friend, that is the only reason that I really told her about the spiritual side of what I did, because I know she's into that. She'd understand. She'd get it. So she asked me. She said, well, yeah, that may be what I need. Is spiritual, whatever. To get rid of him. Now, my thing was, I'm like, you're a self-proclaimed witch. I would think that you would notice, like, if that's who you are, then I would believe that that is a part of your everyday, whatever you do. So anyway, she and I talked a little bit back and forth. And she was writing these long text messages and everything. And which, first of all, led me to believe that she had a lot of venting that she needed to do. So I was just going to listen to her. So she told me about this particular guy who I guess he was an ex of hers. She said he was a real hard narcissist. Um, and basically she can't, like, he won't leave her alone. So then she went on to tell me that he had moved to her town, that he had moved a car, like it's like some kind of little body of water, little lake or river or whatever in her town where he moved close to. So with just that, I'm thinking to myself, well, first of all, water is a very spiritual. I mean, you can use all of the elements in spiritual matters, but water is used a lot. It is used for power. It's used to do things through. I mean, water is very powerful in the spiritual context. So I knew that meant something. Then when she started talking about, just kind of wanting, him, he was controlling and things like this. So the other thing that came to me was that, you know, I sensed a pull from her end to him. Like there is some type of connection here, that it's not just this man just won't leave you alone. Like there's something more. There's some type of bond that I was getting in my spirit um, that is between these two. So then she went on, because like I said, she was making it seem as if he's horrible. I just don't want him in my life, the whole thing. But that was coming to my spirit. And then it was coming to my spirit that she said, well, I don't want to have sex with him. I don't want his, and she made an eggplant emoji um, in me, which I thought was really strange, you know. And then she kept on talking. And she said, you guys forgive me. I'm hoping that this is not somebody's car horn that has gotten stuck. So if you hear it, forgive me. I'm near my patio. And so when she said that, she said, I don't want his, whatever in me. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, that's kind of strange. So then she kept on talking, and then she went on to say, the only thing, that I like about him was the sex or whatever. And I'm saying to myself, okay, that is the connection. You all have a sexual bond that has never been broken. And it is the one thing that I'm sensing in my spirit, like that is the connection. Because I knew it was something, you know. You can't have this person just with you, bonded to you, won't let you go without there being something there. So that was the connection that I was feeling. And so at the end of the day, um, I told her, let's talk a little bit more. Let's kind of book a time where we can, discuss these things, and I can, because really at the base of it all, if this was really just something that she was just ready to get rid of, don't want it in her life, whatever, that's simple. It's easy to be done with somebody, because at the end of the day, all magic, spiritual work, whatever it is you want to say, works on your intentions. You know what I'm saying? It works on your intentions, and it has to do a lot with the energy that you are putting out. Um, so we kind of left it there. I sensed that she didn't want to, because she hasn't booked anything with me yet. She told me she'd get back to me because we were having a little bit of trouble with, what day she was free, what day I was free, and so forth. But at the end of the day, I feel like she does not really want to get rid of this man, because she does like sex and whatever. And I think she likes him, period. She just don't like the narcissistic stuff and his controlling whatever. That's really what I get. And so in a case like that, there's nothing I can do, because your true intentions are really not to let him go. The way I work with spiritual, on the spiritual aspect, or if I do some type of work or something for somebody, which I really haven't done a lot, I used to just kind of keep it to myself and my family, um, is I work on your energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a different type of spiritual worker, in that I'm not going to sit up here and guarantee you that, oh yeah, you finna get $5 million and you just sitting up at home, not doing nothing, not working, not whatever, I can do this for you. But I don't promise stuff like that in my spiritual work. What I do is I work on how strong your intentions are, and then I put my whatever it is, that my magic, my whatever it is, because, and I say that because it depends on what I do. It could be just a candle. It could be some oils. It could be a whole actual ritual. It just depends. But the spirit lets me know what I need to do. Uh, and so either way, I got from her that I was just going to do something fairly simple, of how to just, make him go away. But when you're holding him with your intentions, then that's going to limit me. And I'm not even finna get into that. I'm not even finna play with that. I'm not even going to waste my time and my energy. So, um, with all that being the case, I said all of that to segue into um, the other uh, I'm not really sure how to word this, but the other aspect of what I wanted to talk about yesterday, which are bonds, which are vows, which are commitments, which are um, generational past life bonds, commitments, intentions, vows, and things like this. So the way that works, a lot of time, okay. Also, the reason I want to go into that is she mentioned something about she feels like she have known him in another life. That is entirely possible. And so I I don't think whatever this bond is with them is just haphazard. I don't think it just came about and she just met this guy and, oh, he won't leave me alone. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it is a lot more of a spiritual bond that perhaps they did make together, a vow, a commitment. They could have been married in other lifetimes. They could have actually literally made a vow and a bond to stay together forever. Whatever, you follow me into whatever life, we're going to find each other. We're going to love each other. Like, these are actual real true things that can happen. And so then you go and get someone who is unsuspecting or don't know or don't realize this type of thing that can happen. Then you start fooling around with stuff that, um, I'm just going to say, that's above your pay grade, unless you're getting some real true um, information from the Spirit. The Spirit is actually downloading to you, like it did to me, to let me know that this is more than what she's talking about. This ain't just no simple whatever. It's more than what she's telling. And so that type of work requires, first of all, a whole different type of um, work. It would require a whole different type of work on my part. I can't just tell her, oh, go burn some sage and, put some salt outside your house and keep him away. No, that's not going to work. That's simple baby stuff when it's simple. But for something like actual lifetime to lifetime vows, bond, generational things like that, a spiritual worker has to have that downloaded to them. Like, they have to feel that. They have to know that is, it's more going on than what you're saying. So you have situations where there are things like, let's just say you have something in your family where, let's just say, this is a sickness. Let's say everybody in your generational line deals with high blood pressure and sugar diabetes. Okay. So it something like that can simply be fixed or changed, of course, with your diet and, maybe medication or, some type of natural means or whatever. But then on a spiritual level, if it's more than that, like if it's an actual generational curse, if it is actually something that is literally following you and down in your family from generation to generation, that's something that needs to be broken in the spirit. That is something that needs to be canceled. A vow needs to be canceled. A commitment needs to be broken, or something has to be broken. So let me get into that really quick and end this video. So with that being the case, um, what then needs to be done, if that is the situation, if you're just finding something that just continues to follow you, continues to follow your bloodline, maybe it's a man or a type of man or even a woman that continues to, you just keep meeting these type of people. You just keep getting connected to these type of people and you don't get it. You don't know why. There are things that, and vows, commitments, and all these things that sometimes we don't even know what the situation is, what the source of it is. But somebody in our family line, some great, 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 super great grandma, grandpa, auntie, somebody has made some type of deal, some type of vow, some type of commitment, some type of something that has caused that thing to continue to follow you and follow into your family line. Sometimes there are things, curses and so forth, that are continually following you and your generational line and all. You may not even be into that. You don't know what is going on, but it just keeps coming up. Well, that is then something that you need to actually verbally break. You need to recognize it. You need to see it, and you need to verbally in this life say, I don't want this. I didn't make this vow or commitment. And if I did make this vow and this commitment, I break it now in this lifetime. It is no longer going to follow me. I am no longer going to be hindered by it. It is no longer going to affect me or my future generations. Um, I stop and break the power of uh, this vow, this bond, this commitment that somebody else made um, during their lifetime. I stop it and break it from affecting me and my future generations. Um, like I say, if it's a person, that personality type, narcissist, a liar, an abusive man or woman, I stop them now from being attracted to me. I stop them from finding me. I do not submit to that power anymore. I do not want to be a part of that anymore. Keep abusive, abrasive, nasty, evil people away from me. Any connection to that I had or that I am have drawn to me, I break it. I cut it off. I tell you that you are not welcome. I do not want you in my life anymore. I cut off the covenant. I break it. And you and any other like spirits are not welcome to come to me or anyone in my future spiritual line. And so at the end of the day, you have the right. Here's the thing. What people don't understand about spiritual stuff. You have the right to stop, to break, to end a commitment, to end a vow or whatever, if it's been, following you or whatever. You have the right on any day that you choose to break that commitment. First of all, especially if you didn't make it. But if you did make it with someone in another lifetime, I'm gonna give you a real quick example, and then I'm gonna cut the video off. There was a person in my life a few years ago who had been in my life a few years ago. I really had a lot of love for this person, and it was a situation where he and I just couldn't be together in this life. It was just impossible because of the circumstances. And so we actually, I don't know if we did it or if I did it or whatever, but made the commitment to that in the next lifetime we're gonna be together. Like we can't do it this time, but is that Erica Badu that has a song about see you next lifetime or something like that? But yeah, we couldn't do it, and in this lifetime, so we said, well, in the next lifetime, yeah, we're gonna commit to being together. We'll be happy. We'll be married. We'll be, and so I made that commitment with that person, and subsequently, things happened that I realized that it wasn't good for me, that I didn't need to do that. I don't need to make that type of commitment, first of all, period, but I don't need to make it with that person. I don't want to necessarily bind and bond myself because there's things that we do and we say and we make commitments and vows and bonds and all these things with people that we're just in our feelings a lot of times, and we're just being emotional, and we can't see the whole full outcome of the situation. And so it becomes where it could be a dangerous thing because, like I say, if you do, like I know this person for what I know of them in this life and how they are and everything. But in the next life, everything could change. Like it could be just like with this woman and this guy who's a narcissist. Um, just like in that particular situation, she said she think that she had loved him in other lifetimes, but now he's a narcissist and I don't want to have. But you still got a bond that you all created and that you all both submitted to. So This is the problem with making things like that. And also, if you don't even know that there's a bond, a commitment, or whatever that has been made, or that maybe you made in another life and you don't remember, or whatever, still break it. You can still go back over your life and break financial curses. You can break sickness, health curses. You could break abusive curses. Like, you can break any of that once you come into the reality that I feel like there's something going on in my life with this. You can do it at any time. You know what I'm saying? So it just it has to do with your consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And the intent of your, how strong your intentions are. So it's not anything hard or rough or anything, but I wanted to share that. I wanted to get that out to you guys, that these things can be broken. They're not hard. It's with you. It all starts with you. There's nothing or no power or no anything that can overpower you and your will and your intentions in any lifetime. But since we're here right now in this consciousness, this is when it has to be done. You don't want to continue to take mess into other realms or dimensions or lifetimes or whatever with you. So that's it. If you guys have a comment, if you guys have, if you don't believe in this, if you think I'm completely whackers, bonkers, or whatever, and you don't have no understanding or whatever of this, please don't leave me any kind of crazy comments. Just move on. You know what I'm saying? There are many of those out there, many people out there who get it, they get exactly what I'm saying, and it will work for them if they put it into practice. So you guys, thank you for listening and watching. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit all notifications so that you'll know whenever I upload new videos. And until the next video, we'll see you next time.